Hey guys, welcome to my third podcast. Today we're going to be talking about two things. One, the LinkedIn cap on the amount of connections you can have and whether or not it's going to hurt you or help you as an entrepreneur. And the second we're going to be talking about is the possibility of Starbucks having a makeover in the future. So let's get started with LinkedIn basically. So uh, the big debate going on about whether or not it's going to help or hurt you that LinkedIn has now capped the amount of connections you can have to about 30,000 connections. Some people say yes, um, because although you can, most people don't ever reach over 30,000 because fewer than 20 users are actually over 30,000 right now. Uh, it can still matters because you want to not be restrained ever. It's not necessarily about having all those connections for yourself, but other people connecting through different connections. And so the more the better instead of being um, capped at 30,000. You don't want to lose out on joining a larger network and miss a potential connection. And some people say no, that it's not really gonna limit entrepreneurs because LinkedIn has its right to set a cap, and 30,000 is a big one, and the accounts are free, and that you're just not really going to pose an issue because that's a lot of people to know, and you have to pick and choose your connections. So I'm going to leave that one up to you. If you want to go to my blog, um, www.richiefrost.wordpress.com, and this will be posted on there, so leave a comment. Tell me what you think. What do you say that whether or not the entrepreneurs are going to help or hurt um, the cap is whether or not it's going to help or hurt entrepreneurs. The second thing that we're talking about today is the makeover or possibility of a makeover for Starbucks. In case you haven't heard, Starbucks is testing a new type of cafe. They actually tested in Seattle, which is where Starbucks was created, and the idea is that Starbucks has become so big that they're being compared to Walmart and bigger corporate names, and it usually is not favorable terms that are associated with those big names, and that people are actually preferring smaller and individualized cafes. So they're testing an individualized cafe idea in Seattle. Basically, first one was called 15th Avenue Coffee and Tea, so it would be localized to that community and more personal for people to use, and it really doesn't look like a Starbucks at all, except for the very tiny words that say it was inspired by Starbucks, to give people a more natural, comforty feeling of the local neighborhood feel, and to each their own. And each one is different and specialized to the community, and so they're really thinking about maybe possibly doing that and unveiling a whole bunch of stores like that in the future. They're opening another test one up soon. They're still serving the same beans, same coffee. Baristas are trained the same way. Same quality Starbucks. It just won't be as a big corporate name if they go through with this and start changing them all over. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll have some of both. I don't know. But that's really what they're doing, and it's interesting because Starbucks became so huge without one single advertisement, and it's all been through word of mouth. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play off. Can they really make the switch over? Is it a good idea? Um, why bother now that you're already so big? If that's what you are, that's what you are. But they're really trying to switch over and see whether or not the individualized focus would make more people happier. So that's basically it. That's today's video cast. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for my next one. Thanks, guys.